Hey everybody, this is another episode of DotP Plays. Today, DotP Plays Left 4 Dead. I'm your host Cyphus, sitting here with my co-host EZ Marchese.
What's up?
And some would say the woman behind the man, Mrs. Rowland herself, Evanwood.
Hello.
So, yeah, Evanwood, which comes from a D&D character, right?
Yeah, it does.
It's because we're all super nerds around here.
Yes, we are.
I believe an elven ranger, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Is there lore attached to this? Can maybe like in future episodes, can we dig into some of that?
Yeah,
Some
we
of
could.
the Evanwood lore that exists out there.
There's a good chunk of Evanwood lore out there. She was neutral evil, chaotic evil. Well,
I was chaotic evil.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Worshipped
Malar.
Malar. Yeah. For those of you who know Forgotten Realms deities out there.
I think that half the people listening are just gonna be fucking surprised that she's an actual person.
Yeah. Most will. Because you hear Roland go on and on about math and gush over people like Nahaz, and you wonder, well, one, if he isn't gay. Two, if he wasn't gay, if he could ever get a woman, you know? Because I think he'd have, you know...
He landed an Elven Ranger.
Yeah, an Elven Ranger. Sounds about right for him. That's how I'm going to tell the story in the future.
Badass, dude.
This is his Elven Ranger fiance, Evanwood. But that's not Left 4 Dead, damn it. We're here to talk about Left 4 Dead, and you both just recently got into it, despite how old this goddamn game is.
Yeah, that's true.
It's way fucking old. I mean, honestly, I don't even know how old it is. It's been around. It seems like it's been around forever. Xbox 360.
I mean,
PC era, right? I mean, like it came out during that era. Is that correct? Or was it it wasn't original Xbox? That's for sure.
No, it wasn't original Xbox. I'm pretty sure the first Left 4 Dead was Xbox 360. So at least that game, Left 4 Dead 2, Left 4 Dead 2's got to be getting up there in and of itself. But I think the original game's about 10 years old. But I mean, so Evanwood, I mean, you've got a love of zombies. You love all things zombies.
I like killing zombies in video games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's your history with killing zombies in video games before that?
I mean, not a lot. I played a lot of Elder Scrolls and things like that, and you know, there are some zombies in that, but not a ton. You guys always played on Xbox.
Yeah.
And you know that I can't work that fucking controller.
So easy. Has it been... So, I believe that this is possibly an area where, like, if we analyzed it neurologically, we could find a difference in how men and women's brains work. Because I think that I've had other women in my life pick up an Xbox 360 controller, or an Xbox controller, or dual joystick controllers in general, and not be able to, like, comprehend the difference between the two axes. And or the planes of movement that they both offer.
You're treading on some very thin ice here.
No, Easy's worried I'm gonna get feminist.
You said, I'm pretty sure you said female and not able to comprehend, and then whatever comes after that, it doesn't fucking matter, does it?
All right. First and foremost, there are differences between men and women, and our brains
true.
do operate differently. As Evan would, a woman herself would attest. We've taken a lot of neurology courses together.
I'm a psych major, so yeah.
Yeah, I mean, men and women do operate somewhat differently, and when in fact a lot of studies show differences in like spatial reasoning. Like women obviously are better at various tasks than we are, and probably are better human beings all around compared to us evolutionarily.
But we're also better multitaskers, which is strange that I can't seem to figure out the Xbox controller.
Well, and I think
so I want to offer this to you neurological people of academia. I bet that your block is the block you're putting on yourself, and if you just stopped saying that you couldn't fucking do it and hunkered down and did it, it wouldn't be a problem anymore.
I do,
sure, yeah.
I do believe if she spent enough time with it, like, you would learn that, and I think any woman could. I'm saying that I think there's a difference in it's because you brought up the multitasking, and you're right. Like, as far as keeping track of multiple tasks, women are typically better at that. Men are better at learning, like, high skill stuff, or they adapt to high skill tasks faster, but they can't do multiple tasks. And they have, or they perform better on spatial reasoning tasks, typically. And I think that the dual joystick thing is not so much a multitasking element as it is a spatial reasoning element. Does that make sense?
Yeah, all I know is that I can't figure out how to not walk into walls constantly when I'm playing Xbox.
I think there's also an element of it of being a person that has played games, on consoles and has like evolved with the joystick over time.
Yeah.
And kind of getting, your hands on the N64 controller and learning how to manipulate the C stick while you're using the joystick, and then that turns into whatever the Dreamcast controller and the original DualShock, and people just have stuck with it and gotten to the point now. And if you're just getting into games, to like take a look at like an Xbox 360 controller right now for the first time and go like, it looks a little complicated. I'll see what's going on over on this keyboard that I'm really used to.
Yeah, that definitely has something to do with it. My brother had consoles, but I never played games like that ever. I mean, we didn't have the original Nintendo or anything. My parents were super poor when we were little, and so we didn't have anything like that. And then when they started making money, I just was into different things. Like, I was
not video games.
Well, I played computer games. I just didn't play. We had a PlayStation. I think was our first big console. Was the first PlayStation, and I just didn't care enough. Yeah. I was already too old and was doing other things.
Yeah, sure.
Into other things.
Yeah.
The PlayStation just interfered with.
Just interfered with my teenage lifestyle.
So, but yeah, I mean, no, I by no means have any intent to say that women are inferior gamers.
I think you learned yourself over the last 10 minutes.
I hope so. So EZ, what's your zombie killing experience prior to Left 4 Dead?
Honestly, not too much. Like zombie games, pretty much. If you think of like the Dead Space games, like those console games, I played those. Even like way back into like the Evil Dead games from back in the Xbox era.
I never played any of those.
This type of like, you're getting fucking mobbed by swarms of zombies at this, and the intensity that this game is, like the format of this game, we touched on it a little bit on Monday, was just moving, you move from point A to point B. There's various things that happen, but basically you need to keep moving because shit's going down in a bad way. No other zombie game I've really played has had that format. A lot of the zombie games that I've played in the past are more of like a survival mode format where you're kind of like hunkered down in like a house or a structure or like the area of a map, and the waves are coming at you and you're trying to hold that position. This is different. Like holding your position in this game is not good. And I don't know if there's not too many games. Oh, the games on the Xbox where you're the dude with the fucking camera?
Dead Rising.
Yeah. That's another game. Okay, so I played those games, and that would probably be the closest thing that touches on to like what this is, and that's another game that's pretty intense and fun.
Evanwood, you ever play those? Dead Rising at all?
Not if it was on the Xbox.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess for me, the only thing that I ever have to compare Left 4 Dead to is like the Resident Evil series. To me, like that's the one that has always kind of hung out the most, because there's that element of first person that you get in some of the later games in that series. But I mean, and not puzzle solving. Obviously, none of that nonsense is there. The bad guys aren't like Capcom villains where you gotta shoot the spot that glows red whenever it glows red. It's not that kind of a deal. But as far as like having special types of zombies that do special types of things, and then also dealing with just the general swarms, I think that always felt like the best comparison, because that is the element I think that changes this game. Is there are swarms and swarms of zombies, but what makes dealing with those difficult is having to dodge that random smoker, that random boomer, the things that it ultimately screw with either your ability to move or your positioning, right?
Yeah, I think those things are the things that elevated above like something like Resident Evil, which is more of like a cinematic single player, like you said, puzzle solving. The mansion or the police station or whatever your setting is like just as much a character as any of the zombies that are in the game, because you're the way that you're moving through that environment throughout the entire game, back and forth. You got the night key that opens the night door that's fucking 2 hours back from where you came from. That doesn't exist in this game. You're playing like these mini campaigns that are these like self-contained stories, and it's like a little nugget of an experience. You start it, and like we're all standing there outside the fucking car, and like we're kind of looking at each other in the game. People are grabbing their health packs. It's like, you ready to go? Yeah, I'm ready to go. Like, all right, let's fucking do this. And then you roll, and it's almost like balls to the wall until you reach the other side. I mean, Evanwood, when you're playing this game, like there's no stop, like there's no stopping to take a breath. You hit a safe room and it's like, holy shit, like you got to catch your breath. Do you feel that intensity when you're playing?
Yeah, but I think it's fun. It's fun intensity. You know what I mean? But yeah, for sure.
It wears on you too a little. Because
it's tiring. Yeah.
Yeah. You after you've run a single campaign, unless it was a flawless run, we've had that 40-minute run through. Was it No Mercy?
I think so, and none of us died.
Nobody died. We had no restarts, and we beat the finale the first try.
Yep.
It was a smooth ass run.
On Advanced, is that where everybody's playing right now? That's playing in this little circle of people.
Yeah, I know that Wazoo is ready to like kick it up,
step it up a notch.
But I'm not, because I'm still pretty new at the game.
So like taking it to expert, or even going beyond that.
Well, they're kind of like these. There is kind of an intermediary that you can do, which is advanced realism. And neither of you have played on the realism mode yet, right?
I have not, no.
Easy, have you?
Oh, yeah, neither have I.
So realism adds an element to that game that is actually kind of fun, because, I mean, I think what makes Left 4 Dead fun, and, you know, you guys can jump in here and add on to this, but is that horror movie element. Like, they are so blatantly creating a horror flick, I mean, that the load screen is a fucking movie poster, you know? They are trying to put you into that role as quickly as possible, and I think they usually succeed. And with realism, nothing is highlighted, so whenever you look in a room, you can't just go, nothing highlighted in the room, time to go.
Yeah,
you have to take your time. Like, you got to turn your flashlight on, you got to get close to a table, you got to be good at like eyeing the white outline of a pipe bomb amongst, you know, the drab background.
Yeah, well, and when you're shooting into a horde, you have to make sure that your friends aren't in there.
Yeah, because your friends don't light up, and they are very easy to blend in. And the other aspect to that is, and I know we've all had this moment where you look behind you and you see somebody's highlighted white, and they're way behind you, and you go, "Oh, hey, so and so's behind us." In realism, you can get lost, and if you get lost, that might be it for you. Dude. You know, either the team's taking a hit because they're doubling back to locate you collectively, or they're moving on without you, and there is no respawn in realism. You either get through the level or you wipe. Those are your two options. So
that sounds extremely rough, dude. Like, it's fucking rough with outlines around the bodies.
Yeah, it is.
So the ultimate difficulty would be completing it on expert realism, right? Where everything does a shitload of damage and nothing's highlighted, and you know, you don't have those little handicaps that.
Holy shit, man!
Yeah. So we could bump it up to advanced realism and kind of add that getting lost element, which is fun. I mean, in all honesty, especially when, like, I don't know about. So there are numbers guys. We won't mention them. Wazoo, Dalamir. We won't mention the numbers guys around here. You know? There are numbers guys. And then there are people, like, the other way to play the game is just to make it through. I mean, killing the most zombies in the end doesn't really mean much so long as you survived.
Right.
If you're playing with a good group that's willing to come back for you when you're lost, I think it adds another layer. I think it adds a fun layer, you know?
Dude, the highlight that's up on the DotP TV on Twitch right now I don't know if you guys have seen it yet, but we were playing the game in the mall, and it was, you know, where you're trying to get the gasoline to the car. Mm-hmm. And me and Cyphus, we've talked about it a couple of times, but I don't know if we talked about this part, but when we're at the very end of it, and don't be a hero. Don't be a hero, EZ. And I'm trying to, like, come save you up on the third floor, and you're like, don't be a fucking hero. And I ended up grabbing the last gas barrel and throwing it down, and then jumping down, like, from a height that would have killed me, but landed on the car and, like, able to finish the campaign.
Right.
Or when you had that katana, and you're like, I'm not fucking leaving anybody behind. And you're just running all over the map, like, slicing people with swords. Like, that's the type of video gaming that I think is, like, super fun. Yeah. Like, it's cool. Go ahead, hit your stat chart. Like, if you want to go have a stat run, go do it. Like, I'm gonna be LARPing on Left 4 Dead. I'm gonna be, like, pretending like the director's trying to fuck me super hard, and I'm gonna fuck him back and, like, really show him, like, who's in control of this movie. And, like, that whole, like, creating the story within the story, like, that is the fun shit that you get when you play with .p. That's why I like to stick around this group.
Yeah, it has been a blast. Those have been some intense runs.
Yeah, they were.
What are you enjoying? So you've played through basically every campaign at this point, right?
I don't think every campaign, but mostly.
All the main ones, though. Probably not the DLCs, I think is all that we've really skipped.
Yeah, I think there's a couple of main ones that I still haven't played through.
So what's standing out to you as the best of the bunch?
I'm not sure. They're all fun in their own ways, I think.
That roller coaster part is badass. That whole finale of running on the tracks.
That one's not my most favorite, I think, but it's okay. I think I've played the Parish more than any of them at this point, so I'd kind of like to move on because I think that's Wazoo's favorite.
Yeah,
he always wants to play the Parish.
The reason for that is the first thing that ever came out for Left 4 Dead 2 was the first two portions of the Parish campaign, and we probably played that demo about 1,000 times before the game ever came out.
Yeah.
Those first two on console we played a shitload of, and I think that's why everybody kind of has a fondness for that one. But I personally love No Mercy. That still to this day is maybe one of the most fun to run because that finale is amongst the hardest.
Yeah. Being
up there on that roof, waiting for that helicopter to come.
Yeah.
It's I don't know.
That rock stage is badass.
The rock stage?
Yeah,
the rock concert stage.
Yeah, the finale, dude. That's a cool end to the level. I enjoyed that part. And the other thing that I thought was really just hilarious and really speaks to the tone of the entire game is that section where you've got to go into the store, which sets off the alarm and causes just fucking things to go ape shit all over you and your team. And the reason is because you have to grab like a 6-pack of Coke and give it to this dude so that he'll launch a missile and clear the path.
Yeah, but that's Valve for you too. I mean, they're tongue in cheek with a lot of what they do. You know, their sense of humor is all
with Valve,
over it.
Dude, the game runs really well. I mean, it performs really well on a wide range of machines. Like, it's not pushing your system to the max, so you don't have to worry about there's a really good chance that if you've got Left 4 Dead 2, or if you don't have it yet, but you're thinking about it, it's going to run on your laptop or it's going to run on your computer. And there's a lot of games going on right now. Like, I just had a party opened up to anybody on my friends list, and we're posting in the Steam group when we're playing Left 4 Dead. So if anybody you guys listen that have Left 4 Dead, I mean, shit, I'm pretty sure that over 100 people on my friends list own this game when I look at the Left 4 Dead store page and it shows that. So feel free to get some campaigns going. There's a versus mode I haven't dug into, Cyphus. What's the deal with the versus mode?
Okay, so versus allows you to snag another team of 4 and where you can have up to 8 players, and each team takes a turn running through each of the campaigns, and you only get one shot. And when you're running through the campaign as the survivors, the other team is playing specials. So the hordes, all the regular zombies, all that's normal. But every special that pops up is one of the other players. And so you can work together as specials to be like, okay, this particular player is obviously their best player. We need to get them out. This guy's obviously leading the way. I'm gonna smoke him, or you learn the deadly combos. And I think you learn those just playing the normal game, but being a jockey and riding someone into a spit, a pile of acid from a spitter, or smoking someone into a boomer. You get to do little things like that. And every once in a while, one of you gets to be the tank, which is fun. So you can really decide where the best place to ambush as the tank would be.
Like in a staircase.
Yeah, preferably.
And you get to that level of I'm going to deploy the tank at this point in the map.
Yeah. So what you do is you assume control of a ghost zombie, more or less, and it allows you access to a layer of the levels that you have not seen yet. So every fence that you've seen, there's a little bit beyond that, behind that layer. You can also climb buildings in certain spots, and so as a Spectre, you move around and decide where you're going to spawn, and then you select that location for you to spawn. And you can move along with the survivors or move up ahead of them. You know the way they've got to go. So yeah, you can plot your friends' deaths.
Is that up to 8 people, or do you have to have 8 people?
You don't have to have 8 people, but I mean, I think even as you've seen probably with Left 4 Dead, it's more fun if you have a full team.
I only have 7 friends on Steam.
Oh,
so I can't play that way.
You can play, but it's your team of humans that really matters, right? I mean,
Yeah.
if you're playing as the specials and you're only 2 humans, are you just constantly respawning as specials? Or are there actually bot specials out there?
That's a good question. It's been a minute since I played it.
Dude, that sounds like a lot of fun and something that the community can definitely get involved in and have, a day or an event where we play some Left 4 Dead where it's just, people on people trying to overcome the campaigns. Because holy shit, having like a human hunter.
Oh yeah, there's so much fun in playing the specials. And just taking your friends down, you don't get to do that in Left 4 Dead in most cases. So having that opportunity and
think of it as such a cooperative experience because it's so cooperative.
Yeah, but it gives you that I don't know, it gives you that Valve competitive team play that otherwise the game lacks. But it's fun to do. You only get one shot through each of the missions. So at the end of it, if you didn't make it, you didn't make it. No matter what, you're moving on to the next one. But making it basically allows your team to score more points.
Yeah.
Can you still does it still have like the pull your person up mechanic? There's just not the your dude's not in the closet up ahead.
Yeah. I think you can respawn as a survivor. I might be wrong on that, but I'd have to look at it. We should play it sometime.
Yeah,
it would be a blast. I think it was last night. Me, Evanwood, our buddy Dalamir, and Wazoo, we're all playing, and then we saw that you had a party with Soviet. Who else? Joe Schmo, I think. Who else was with you?
Fafnir.
Yeah, and
myself. Yeah, we had a party of 4. We could have played versus there. The next time we end up getting a group together, just one of us get a hold of the other, and we'll put an event up in Steam. And if we get enough of a response, then we'll put together something a little more formal, and we can just kind of pop it on the fly. And if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. And if it does, great. And if people are looking for something a little more structured, like a play day for Left 4 Dead, just hit me up in the Steam group, and I will organize it for like a Saturday or a Sunday, and we can hook up and play a bunch of Left 4 Dead.
Yeah, I think it'd be a blast.
Yeah.
And then so the other modes that you have available are, I think you two have played a couple of them, the survival modes, where you just try to last as long as possible.
Yeah, that's really fun.
I really like that, dude. The fact that there's medals on that.
Yeah.
What did you guys? What level were you playing?
The stage. The rock.
Yeah, we did the rock. We did the rock and roll. Who is that?
Oh, Roland's in the background.
Get the fuck out of here! You're not an Elven Ranger. We've upgraded, bro.
He's listening to us.
That is a fun one. I don't know.
Just the going for the medals, dude. And what's cool is that even though you suck and you can't get bronze, it still keeps track of what your best is. So it's like there's still that like tick down where it's like boop, boop, because you're 10 seconds away from your previous best time, and it's like just fucking hang on, bro.
Yeah.
It gives you little goals, little minor goals.
And I'm talking about trying to survive 4 minutes.
Oh,
so
I
like
know.
if you got something in the microwave, like go ahead.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, you got 4 minutes. You'll be fine.
Yeah, go ahead.
I think we made it about 3.5 when we played. 3:30 or something. It was okay.
Yeah.
It was okay.
Was that good enough for bronze?
No,
I
4
don't
minutes
think
was
so.
bronze.
Yeah.
Oh, well,
I mean,
we'll have to do that. I've yet
it's
to
hard.
join you guys on those.
It's hard. Maybe with you we could do it.
Yeah, or Wazoo again.
Even
he's a
Dalamir.
madman.
Dalamir's also very good at the game.
Yeah.
It's intense.
They're competitive with how good they are at that game.
It's fun to play with them though because they can kind of.
Yeah, you can just you just follow them and go, okay, whatever you guys want to do. Sure,
Yeah.
you can.
It's
shoot
like
all
having a
zombies.
waypoint on the map, isn't it, Evanwood? Like it's like
It
fucking
is,
having like
yeah.
a go this direction.
Yeah,
'Cause
I don't ever have to
dude.
be confused about where we're going.
Yeah, when we were playing with like me, Joe, and Soviet before Fafnir joined, because he's played a lot too. It was like way more like exploring every nook and cranny, and me going like, "This isn't good. Like we need to move.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know where to go, but it's not here."
Yeah, it's not cornered in this room. Yeah, for sure.
Not sitting still.
Yeah.
I think I talked about on the Monday show. You were barking orders at everybody in that last one, like we gotta go. Or no, it was when we were playing the one with the plane crash at the end.
Oh, I like that one.
Yeah, where you were just sitting up on top of that truck, and you were like, "Smoker behind us, under ahead."
I'm getting good.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not stuck
dude,
in
the game's
that.
got a layer where you can
Yeah.
hear that shit.
Well, and I now that because it's all about communication.
Yeah.
And we're all pretty good at communicating with each other, I think. and just letting each other know, what special's going, and knowing what you're going to be doing. And I think that's, I mean, you guys can kind of gauge this for me, but like, how long do you think it took you to figure out the name of every special?
Like after the first game. But I've also been hearing Roland and Dalamir and you and Wazoo playing forever. Like, you guys played this game long before I jumped in. And so wherever I was, I could hear you.
Hear somebody shouting,
yeah,
Witch!
So it didn't take me that long. I was already kind of familiar with the names. And
how about you, EZ?
So the first time Evanwood saw Boomer, it was like, I've known you all along.
Yeah.
Finally, I see what you look like.
Yeah.
Old friends, like you just met this person that you knew existed on the internet but never had met before.
Right.
Were you catfished by the Boomer?
Yeah.
I think it just, like a handful of games. I think I'm not to the point now. Like, people are still beating me to the call out on the sounds.
Oh, yeah. And that's
like
just
hearing
practice.
them. Which is pretty fucking awesome. Like, there's a smoker nearby. I'm like, oh, dude, that is cool that you can even do that.
Yeah, well, you can always hear somebody being grumpy in the background.
Yeah, that's what you go. There's somebody grumpy around here.
Dalamir, the tank grump.
Yeah.
You can hear him grumping in the background.
But you can. I think I agree with you. I think it's a handful of games. You learn the names of all the specials. Maybe another handful to learn that, like, if somebody yells hunter and they're hunted, you've got to melee it. That's your goal. If you're close, you melee. If somebody's jockeyed, you melee.
Right.
You learn the importance of doing, certain actions in certain situations in response to that. And then once you do it, it's just improving at the mechanics of the game beyond that. There's
well,
not
you want a pro tip to feel like a badass is to melee a hunter that's jumping at your face.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and be
dude, you feel like a
meleeing.
champion.
Hell,
Right.
just be meleeing constantly if you see that bastard coming at you.
Or anybody coming at you, really.
Until you get that timing down.
Yeah.
You're swinging like a motherfucking fool. Like, no, every time I look at you, you're swinging something, Cyphus.
Oh, yeah. Swinging cod, No.
Fuck? There's a lady present. You don't have to go there.
Excuse me.
I thought
excuse
about
me.
it before he did, I'm sure of it.
Fair enough.
But yeah, so we need to organize some more games. Before we close out this episode of .P Plays Left 4 Dead, I was gonna say we should have folks be like willing to contact us and let us know what game we should be playing. What should we be playing? What's the next best thing to snag out there? Because I'd like to make sure that we're framing these episodes around, one, good games, and two, games that everybody else is playing.
Like Payday 2.
Yeah,
I've played Payday 2, and I love it, and I would love to play anytime.
Well, now that it's been revamped, it'd be really fun to
Yeah,
get
it would.
into and see the...
Because we were playing it when it came out, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it definitely needed some work, and it needed variety. There were only so many times I could haul those big bags of cocaine to that boat.
Yeah, that's true.
There's probably like 1,000 heists on that game now. Some that span like multiple days and like all kinds of crazy shit in there.
It'd be fun it'll be fun to explore at least again. I mean, I feel like there's still that possibility with Payday 2 that it could get dull after a bit.
Oh yeah, sure.
But I think there's a good couple of months of gameplay in that.
And it's a nice
relearning all the new
stuff.
stuff.
It's a nice change of pace.
Yeah, because sometimes you don't want to be killing zombies.
Yeah, sometimes you want to be hustling drugs.
Yeah, or knocking over jewelry stores.
That sounds awesome. Yeah.
Walking around a bank like you're not about to fucking kill everybody inside of it.
Yeah.
Those I do love a good bank heist. So yeah, folks, if you want to let us know what we should be playing, shoot us an email at should we do the .P Plays email for those?
You could do yeah, we can. .pplays@gmail.com if you'd like to give us suggestions on games to play. We're watching that email every day. If anything hits it, we will be ready to respond accordingly.
Yeah, and of course you can always email us at defenseofthepatients@gmail.com with other comments, suggestions, and just general hate mail, which still should be directed to .proland@gmail.com. If you guys
that's our hate mail filter.
Yeah, that's where you send the hate mail directly.
You guys are gonna get a lot from the feminists after this episode.
Yeah, well, I'm hoping that I couched it a little by having you here.
Yeah, of course.
You've made my misogyny okay.
Okay. Fine.
Yeah, you backed it up. It's fine.
So let's see. If you guys want to find us, we're defenseofthepatients.com. You can also find us on iTunes by searching Defense of the Patients. Leave us a review. We always appreciate that. And let us know, how you're enjoying the .p play segments. If you want to follow us on Twitter, we're at .p_show. And you can find me at .p_Cyphus, Easy at EZ Merkezi, MRCZ. And Evanwood will get you set up. We should get you a .p Twitter.
You should have Twitter, Evanwood. That'd be cool.
Yeah, that way people can send you tweets. Tell you
I got to give a dual shout out to the YouTube and the Twitch channel, both .ptv, either on Twitch or on YouTube. Come hang out while we're playing. We're putting up .p plays. We're streaming all the time. And highlights and future video content to come on the YouTube channel. There's something there for you now, but let's start building up that subscriber count.
Yeah, well, and I think if you go and take a look at the Twitch channel, you can see some of the videos of the previous Left 4 Dead runs that we all did.
The videos are archived there, so check them out.
Yeah, those were a blast. All those camp. It's always fun. It's always fun getting into these games. And I guess what I like about these .p plays segments is that we get to kind of revisit old games as well, the oldies but goodies.
Dude, I installed the first 2 Deus Exes after our Monday conversation. I'm going to stream those. I'm going to play those. I'm super excited, dude. Tons of fun. I'm
looking forward to getting into all sorts of series that a lot of that I enjoyed primarily on console before my big, migration to PC.
Oh, look at you. You have an EP that's almost fully assembled.
No.
Yes, you did. You're now that I'm upgraded, I'm going to have to check that shit out again. I got more polys, a little bit more horsepower under the hood.
I just want to see, I want to experience it the right way. And Evanwood's got her rig coming here soon too.
Yeah, all my components get delivered tomorrow. I'm playing on a Mac right now because we have one Mac and one PC, so I can't. Roland and I kind of have to switch off if I want to play a game that's
not Mac compatible.
Which are none of them.
Yeah,
5 games out of 1,000 games.
At least Left 4 Dead is.
It is, yeah, and it looks fantastic on my brand new Mac. By the way, my brand new 27-inch. Mac. It looks really good.
But nothing else does.
Nothing else does because it won't run them.
Well, so Evanwood's upgrading to a PC. She has finally decided that Roland is all the Mac she needs.
Well, he crashes like a Mac, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
All right. I think that's going to be it for us, folks. Thanks for tuning in to .p Plays Left 4 Dead. No guarantees that we'll even do another Left 4 Dead. We just kind of wanted to sit down and touch on it with EZ and Evanwood because you guys just started getting into it, and it's been a blast to play. So keep your ears peeled for the next installment of .p Plays. Until next time, this is Cyphus for Evanwood and EZ Merkezi saying good luck and Godspeed.